Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. This week I hit a major milestone on my YouTube channel and I hit 10,000 subscribers, which honestly means the whole entire world to me. So I wanted to mark the occasion by doing a Q&A for you guys. Since there are some new people on here, hi, hello, I thought you guys could do with getting to know me a little bit better. So grab yourself a tea, a coffee, whatever it is. My drink of choice today is a 3-mint tea, which there you go. I have been trying to film this video for probably about 2 days. It has just gone wrong every time, all the time, in multiple ways. Lighting being one of the big things. I've been frustrated and upset and it's definitely been testing me. I'm not going to stress about it, and I do apologize if the lighting is frustrating in this video or anything as such. I'm going to consider it moody. We're very comfortable. It's cozy, so we'll think about it like that. So I'm going to take a deep breath. Breathe with me if you need it, and get comfy because we're just going to chat and it's going to be chill. And yeah, let's get into it. So earlier in the week I asked you guys over on Instagram to ask me a few questions that I could use in this video. I've previously done a Q&A on my channel, but it was like the very basic of basic stuff, but there were so many questions I did not get to answer in there. I'll first of all just give you the very basics. My name is Megan, but you can call me Meg. My birthday is the 17th of December 1999, so I do consider myself a 90s baby. I am a Sagittarius, in case that means anything to you. I don't know enough about astrology, so I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm definitely a 65-year-old trapped in a 21-year-old's body, and you will figure that out as these questions go along and as I answer them. I'm such a homebody and I pick a night in over a night out. So technically lockdown hasn't affected my nightlife too much at all whatsoever. I consider the perfect night in a glass of iced tea, a piece of chocolate, and watching one of my favorite movies in bed. Oh my god, that's just the life I live. Anyway, I'm currently in my 2nd year of college and I'm studying film and television, which I adore, but there'll be loads of questions in here about that. And I am from Ireland, in case you didn't already know that. Let's get into the more curious and detailed questions. We're going to start with a very simple question, and that is, do you need glasses? And yes, I do need glasses. I'm supposed to be wearing glasses 24/7, anytime my eyes are open, but I never ever do. I always forget my glasses. I'm not long or short-sighted. It's actually like a turn in my eye, which is the funniest thing in the world to me. You can't really see it, like it's not really there, but if I'm really tired or if I yawn sometimes, I'm just not going to embarrass myself on the internet right now, but yeah, my eye does not like to focus straight. Both eyes are a bit rude like that. Next question, how has your mental health been lately? First of all, thank you for asking. Second of all, it has definitely been a year of learning. I feel like that's when Kylie Jenner is like, it's been a year of realization. But honestly, yes, it's been a year of learning with regards to my mental health. I feel I'm constantly learning more about myself and more about my triggers or emotions or whatever it is in life, and I think that's really important to get in touch with yourself in that way. News is something that has always been a little bit of a trigger for me when I feel very overwhelmed and anxious. So it's good to be informed, but it's also good to know when enough is enough. I often just find it really overwhelming, but it's learning things like that about yourself that's really important, and it's definitely helped me this year. But yeah, my mental health is definitely in a really good space at the moment and I'm so proud of myself. That's not to say I don't have my moments. I think at least one day of the week I get a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit frustrated, especially in our current climate. It's totally understandable, but I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm proud of myself for that. Next question is, are you religious? I'm not personally religious. I would say I'm spiritual, however. I don't know how to really put it because I'm constantly learning, and yeah, I would call it spirituality more than religion. I have lost a lot of really special and important people in my life. My whole family has, and it's definitely put us on a journey of learning and discovering more about religion and what we prefer to see it as. For me, the loved ones that I've lost are definitely with me. They are guiding me. I do feel they're with me, which I really love, and it definitely helps the grieving process. I'm constantly learning, but there's definitely just something, and I also think within you there's something that you can tap into that is so spiritual, whether it's through journaling, maybe meditation, maybe even just on a really quiet walk. But yeah, there you go. Next question is, what motivates you when it comes to making content? Definitely you guys, and I do not mean to sound cringe when I say that, but your comments and your feedback are always so appreciated and definitely push me more. I love that very, very much. And also for myself, when I'm editing a video and I'm enjoying it, and when I finish a video and I'm proud of it, it definitely motivates me to push myself more, do better in my next video. I just love creating. It's something I adore very, very much. So being able to do it on here, I love it. Okay, so if we can travel this year, is there anywhere you'd like to travel to? And for me, I would just, if anywhere I could go, it would be to Cannes in the south of France. I am very, very blessed and fortunate that my mom and dad managed to get a small little apartment down there a few years back. My mom has always wanted to live in the south of France. She's just a French woman at heart. It's insane. She lived in Paris for a few years, etc. But yeah, we got a place down there. It's tiny, it's gorgeous. My mom and my nana did it up together. I'll put up some pictures here if I have any to show you guys because I adore it so much, and it's definitely a home from home. My mom did a beautiful job on the place. She's very talented at interior design, so I'm very proud of her. But I'd really, really love if I could just at least get back there. But another big dream is to go to Paris, possibly this year. It would be amazing. Next one is a favorite quote from a movie, and I actually got a good few questions regarding movies, which made me so happy. But favorite quote from a movie is definitely "I'm glad it's you," which is from the movie Road to Perdition. And I know that's not like huge meaning or anything, but if you've watched the movie and you've seen the rain scene that I'm talking about, where he says, "I'm glad it's you," it's probably one of the most powerful moments I've personally seen in cinema, and definitely something that reminds me all the time why I love studying what I study and why I love the idea of getting into that career. I really, really recommend watching it. It's my personal favorite movie. If you've watched it or if you watch it afterwards, you'll probably think you would never have expected me to say that's my favorite movie, and there's just so much to it. I could talk about it for hours, but yeah, love it. There's loads more, but that's definitely a personal one for me. Do you have a favorite playlist? The chill jazz playlist on Spotify I love. Currently loving the classical reading playlist as well, and I have my own playlist which is classical. I have a movie soundtrack one which I also love. I will link my Spotify below in case you guys want to check them out because I really love my playlist. What is your dream job? Yeah, this is an interesting one because I am definitely very in tune with what I love and what I enjoy in life, and I think you guys probably know that. So there's a lot of things that I would happily do in life. In general, the major thing I want to be able to do is first of all doing something I love, and second of all doing something in the creative line. My absolute dream job, and has been since I decided I wanted to study film, was directing. I love the idea of being a female director in this time and telling stories that I feel need to be told. I also love the idea of being a cinematographer, having a videography business, doing social media. I'd also kind of love to do a bit of a Carrie Bradshaw on it and have a column where have a column where I talk about films and my critiques, basically a film critic. I would love it. I would also love later in life to be a professor because I could, as you guys can see, talk about movies and what I love all the time. So I would love to do that. Coffee recommendation. Okay, so I just got a new coffee machine, and my favorite, and it's an Irish brand, it's called Coffee, but it's Koffy. Love it. I love the Colombian and the Brazilian. And if you have a pod machine, I recommend an espresso. They're amazing. And I also recommend their Kazar and then their red pods, which I forget what they're called, but they're like strength 12 and 13, so the strongest strengths. Lots of questions about any plans for moving out. As of right now, no. I live close enough to my college where I can stay at home, and a lot of Irish students understand rent is not feasible in Ireland really at the moment. So yeah, I stay at home, and I'll probably be at home definitely until I finish my degree, so 2 more years at home. But I'd say within the next 3 to 4 years I would probably move out, which sounds like a long time, but it's honestly flying. Time is literally flying. Another thing was lots of questions about would you ever consider moving out of Ireland, and I totally understand this because it's a really big thing here in Ireland to move away, and honestly for me, not right now. I definitely thought about it a lot, especially when I was younger, but as I've gotten a bit older, I love living in Ireland, but I think it is such a great base point. I'd love to live live in Ireland, but being able to travel like multiple times in the year to explore, whether it's like a long weekend or a week trip, and go to places like Italy or go to France or go to Amsterdam, and it only be like a 2 hour, an hour flight, which I love. One thing 2020 has taught you, and honestly, it's that you cannot plan anything. I'm somebody that likes to feel in control, and it's definitely something that I have to work on, and I am currently working on. I get really anxious and overwhelmed when I feel out of control. I feel like 2020 taught me that you can't plan every single thing in advance. Another question was, I feel as though you know yourself. You're confident and certain. How? P.S. I love you. P.S. I love you right back. I also enjoy that movie, even though Jared Butler's accent is an abomination. We're moving past that. But anyway, yeah, this is definitely something that has taken a lot of time and a lot of question asking within myself as to know what it is I want. But I do think that is just me. I'm definitely a very like, this is what I want kind of person. Definitely spent a lot of time figuring out what it is that makes me happy. For example, if you're doing something you love, let's say you are currently on a walk and you're listening to a podcast and you're literally sitting there and you're feeling nothing but joy, stand there for a moment and remind yourself, either write it down or engrave it in your brain, that this right now is what is making you happy. It's really important to recognize when you're your happiest, what is it that's making you feel this way, and what can you do with that. So for example, when I watch movies, it makes me so happy. I love watching movies, I love learning about movies, so that made me go, hey, you can study this, you can create this into a job, so on. Probably why I'm very certain I know what I love, and it's important to me that I know what I love and what I don't. I hope that answers your question. I don't know if it has, but anyway. First thing you're going to do after lockdown is probably have like a 4-day sleepover or trip within Ireland if possible, or if possible outside of Ireland with my best friends, because I just miss them. I miss hugging them and obviously spending time with Owen. Would you make a podcast in the future? And yes, 100%. I feel like there's so many topics and things I would love to discuss and discuss more in depth, but I can't. Well, not that I can't, but I feel like it's more appropriate to do it on a podcast platform rather than on here. I've always wanted to do a podcast since I was like 16 years old. I have always wanted to chat about important issues. I'm always someone who listens to self-help podcasts, and I always wanted to do one myself at like the age of 16 because it was always adults talking about it, and I was like, I want to hear this from a 17-year-old point of view, and I never got round to it, but I still would love to do it. Someone asked my favorite book, and I would have to say either Ready Player One. It's amazing, really recommend it. And even though this is a play, I love All My Sons. I studied it in 6th year in secondary school, and it has to be one of the best plays and just stories and books that I read. I loved it, if that counts. And also Call Me By Your Name. So yeah, someone asked, what are you studying? Like I said, I study film and television production, and a lot of questions about what that entails. So we do practical and theory work, which is kind of, I would say, 60-40%, and we make short films. We will be a director one time, and then the next time we can be cinematographer or sound or producer. I've done producing, directing, cinematography, and I think sound. Yeah, there's a good few that I've done already because we do a lot of them. And then we have like editing classes, we've got sound, we've got script writing, we've got cinematography. The list just goes on, and TV production. It's amazing. I love it so much. Somebody asked, what's been your favorite module or project at college so far? And module wise, I'd have to say either cinematography, which we did like in 1st year and I loved it, or I would say script writing, which although I do not see myself as a script writer and something I wouldn't do, I really enjoy the lecture and I just enjoy it. I loved English in secondary school, so I think it just reminds me of that. But yeah. And project wise, last Christmas, not this one, the one before that, before COVID, I did a project in school where I directed and wrote our short film, and then we filmed it at my house and then down by the beach. It was snowing that day, very dramatic, but I really loved that. You'll never see the short film because I'm definitely so embarrassed of it, but yeah. Somebody asked, what is a movie that changed your perspective on life? Most recently, it would be Soul, that's on Disney Plus. I'm sure you guys have heard so much about it. Yeah, that movie is exactly what you need to watch when you are feeling in a rut or if you're feeling really down, etc. That movie just is beautiful. Like, there's just no massive dramatics and unnecessary rubbish that sometimes you see in movies. I adored it. I love jazz. I also love like learning, growing perspective. I love a movie that when you walk out of it, life is changed forever. And that's dramatic, but that's one of those movies and I really recommend it. I'll probably actually throw it on because I feel like I need a little bit of a boost of that to remind myself that this life is so precious and beautiful. I also would recommend any Christopher Nolan movie if you want like a real perspective on life. He's my favorite director, by the way. I have a photograph of him somewhere around me, but I adore him and I feel like his films make you think, and I love that. I love that they make you just go, what on earth is this life? Interstellar would be one of them. Someone asked, how do you motivate yourself with online college? And I'm about to start my second semester on Monday. Yeah, I really struggled with it in like the second half of last semester. I was just really struggling with it all and I think everybody was in the same boat. But I'm hoping going into this semester that I will have a little bit more motivation. I definitely think it's really important to have a separate space than your bed if possible, to create anywhere for yourself that feels like a little bit more of an office or somewhat your space, your zone, that doesn't involve you like sleeping there, because if you're doing it in your bed you get work and sleep mixed up and it's just not good. Someone asked, a song you will always love and could listen to on repeat without getting tired of it. And I'd have to say Claire de Lune. I could listen to it all the time. The joy that song brings me is immense. It just makes me so happy. I have a video on my Instagram of Owen and I in Amsterdam and I put that song on in the background of it and it's just art. I love it. The video is not art, it's not that good, but I really love that song. And Road to Perdition, which is the soundtrack to the movie Road to Perdition by Thomas Newman. Anything Thomas Newman does, but that particular song, like my dream song, like I will walk down the aisle to that song, which, should I say that? Yeah. I will probably walk down the aisle to that song. So the last question is, what is your advice for a happy life? And honestly, there's no life that will be consistently happy. Like, no life just goes linear like this. It's an absolute roller coaster. And that's one thing that I've come to accept. I definitely used to be terrified, and I mean terrified, of the idea of something happening again that, you know, is going to crush me and that is going to break me and I'm not going to be able to come back from it, etc. I used to be terrified of even being in a sad mood because I didn't want to tumble into a horrible state again, and that's something that I have overcome. The ups and downs of life will always be there, and you can't always be up because then it just wouldn't be life. But one thing I highly recommend is that you change your perspective a bit on life. But for me, it's appreciating the little things, and I know that's so easily said than done. I am somebody who's always loved the little things, but there was a time there where I just saw no joy in anything, and then I eventually learned that's not the case. So for me, I romanticize. I say romanticize, but I don't want that to come off as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It is an amazing thing to have your morning coffee and to do your skincare and to take care of your hair and to appreciate going on a walk and hugging your dog and seeing your mom and dad or whatever it is. Those things are precious and they're amazing. And again, that movie Soul will remind you of that. But yeah, it's important to be able to, when you're just feeling good, sit down and feel it, enjoy it. I love having my morning coffee, and for me it's more than just a coffee. It's a moment in the morning where I get to sit down and I'm grateful. I am happy, I'm looking forward to the day no matter what it brings me. And trust me, there's not always days where I feel that way, but being able to remind yourself where little things are so amazing is so important. I think it's one thing that will definitely bring you a joy in life. This is cold now, but this mug is cute. So those questions were all a real random mix about me and then just me and my thoughts. So I hope you enjoyed that. But they were just a few interesting questions that I really enjoyed and definitely made me think as well. So I enjoyed that. I adore you all very, very much, and I hope you got to know me a little bit more and my inner workings of my brain. But I will see you guys next week. But thank you for listening to me ramble, and I will see you then. Bye.